Hey, welcome back to Mill. Man, been busy today. My name's Bill. This is Pirate Solutions Forestry. And today, we're cleaning up the mill yard. We're milling another order. We got all the timber frame timbers out of here this morning. That was a fun chore. It was 8x8 pitch pine, 16 feet long. Were super heavy. Two of us couldn't pick them up, so I'm guessing 300 pounds each-ish. And we ended up taking it all out of here in two trucks over to his house. Good thing is he kind of lives right around the corner, right back here, but past these woods. So we didn't have to go far. And we get it all set up at his yard. Now he's going to go to work on the base, and then I'm going to get cutting on the rest of his order. However, a dear friend of mine, Paul Hunt, is putting up a fence at his house. And he needs 41 by 6s. He contacted me last night. So we're going to get those out of the way for him. Now, the good thing is that we've got a lot of 1-inch material kind of lying around. So we're going to use a bunch of it up. And I have a big white pine up on the mill. I also have that same Stellite band that we've been using, same Mechanix gloves also. That same Stellite band we've been using, and that band has a little over 1,000 board feet on it now. It cut that big poplar, slabbed out that poplar. That was, I'm pretty sure it was over 400 board feet. Yeah, it was. It was closer to 450 board feet when I brought it to him. And then yesterday, what we brought him, what we've cut with that band and beams was 630 board feet. I calculated last night. So that band has over 1,000 on it, needless to say. And I don't remember if I used it before the poplar. So let's just say 1,000. I at least want to get this log into a cant on this band. If I see any wavy cuts or anything, then we'll take it off. I have one more new Stellite band in here. Stellicut band with Stellite inserts. Stellicut band. I have one more new one. And then I'm going back to Turbo 7s. I'll have to sharpen up. I have 3 of them that I can just run through the light sharpener. So without setting them or anything and put them back to work. So I'll probably do that over the weekend because it'll only take a few minutes, about 12 minutes a band. But anyway, we got to cut 1x6s out of this big white pine. Also got a fire going. I'm loading it up with scraps that are sitting around the yard here. And I'll show you what I'm talking about with the 1x6s that I have lying around. So I just cut those out of scraps. I picked up my slab pile this morning. So I took out my slab pile. I kept a few here that could be cut. I already cut them. That one there is a little too short. It's just under 8 feet, so I'm not going to mess with it. All this stuff is either going to go in there or over in the firewood pile. But I got all my big stuff out of here. We're starting new. I do have some 1-inch material and some off-size material. So some of it's like 3/4, some of it's 1 inch. Some with skim cuts. Lying around right here that I can edge off. I have one good one up here that I just took out of that slab cut right there. I have that one right there. That's going to be a 1x6. I did cut a 1x6 and a 1x5 out of that. He said that he'd be okay with off widths. So we are going to give him, over here I have like a 16-foot 1x right here, 1x6. And I also have, I think, 3 of them over here at 16-foot 1x6-ish. Some of them are 5 3/4. I can tell by looking at the ends that there's some off thicknesses there, that some of them were truing cuts. However, this can all go to him. So we're going to mill a log, We're going to see how far we get. I think I've got it in my mind. We're going to get about 28 out of it from the cant-ish. And then out of the whatever I have in slab wood and bonus wood, we should get some. So I should get about 30. I think I've got enough lying around here to wrangle up his other 10. And then I'll have him come get them. So what we're going to do is we're going to start milling on that big old white pine log right there. It's about, let's just say it's 20 inches around diameter. And it's 8'6" long. It's got a teeny little bit of taper in it, but we're going to try to get it into a cant with the band that we have before we switch. So, you know, it's kind of a boring video, but if you want to follow along, then follow along, and at least you'll be able to follow the thought process and see how this Stellicut band cuts. Let's get this log stuck down out of the way since we don't need it. This thing did have a little teeny punky spot in it, a little bit of wind shake. I took about 3 feet off this log to get past it. I still have one little dinky, teeny little spot in this end. I don't think it's going to be a big problem. Make sure this isn't going to turn. No. I did debark it. These logs, when they came in, were filthy. So anyway, we're going to get cutting it, and we'll see how it goes. Schmoes. I am still running that lubricant that we talked about yesterday. So I think I'm going to come up 19, I think. Try it there. That's way up there. We'll try to get ourselves a square, and then we'll take it from there. I am going to whittle away at it a little bit and try and get myself as big a piece as I can. I'm at 19. I'm going to come down an inch and take a flitch off. And it's 17 7/8. I'm going a little slower than normal. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am going a little slower than normal. Trying to keep, because this band's got some time on it, I'm trying to keep the noise the band's making super, super even. And it's giving me the best chance to get flat cuts with a band that's starting to get some time on it. And it seems to be cutting fine. You know, I noticed the tension, the amount that I have to push on it. There's no doubt about it that it's, you know, it's starting to show some wear on it. So all I'm doing is listening to the band as it's feeding through the log and trying to keep that noise nice and even. So that gives me the best chance to get a flat cut, which I really got a nice, beautiful flat cut here. Nice and smooth. We got man up, get it rolled over. Take the top off the other side. We're going to try to get this into as big a cant as we can. Oh, shit. Got to be careful, guys. This thing could have just come all the way off the mill and rolled right on top of me. I think what I'm going to do, I can't get my log dog assist on it because it's stuck under the log right now. Okay, if it'll sit there for a second, so let me try and get my PV on it nice and low. There we go. You got to be careful, guys. I've had them roll off on me. Roll off this way with me standing over here. One day it did it, and when I tried to back up, I actually tripped over the forks on my Bobcat. I got really lucky that day. So, oh, here's my tape. It's a little bit of encrusted dirt on this end here. It's not going to be good for the band, but it is what it is. This cut's going to be about 17. Now, what 17 does to me is 17 gets me below my ability to have 3 6-inch cants. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm not going to get 18 out of it. So we're just going to shoot for 2 6-inch cants. Only good way about it. So we're going to go for 17 right now, and then hopefully that'll leave us enough of a flat spot so we can roll it on the side. I am not going to try to shoot for a width yet because I could change that up when I go on the other side. We'll just have to see how it cuts out. You might be tempted right now just to take it down to 12. You don't know what that rot spot looks like. You don't know if you want to do that the other way, and you don't know how many boards you're going to get. So if I could get somewhere around a 14-inch cant, I actually would need, that would be 14 out of each side. I would need 14, and I wouldn't get 14 out of each side because I need 14/8 also, which is 1 3/4, 8 6. Yep, 1 3/4. So I'd need 15 3/4 to get 14 boards, or I could just cut them on inches and give them 7/8 boards. It's just a fence. So we will see what the biggest square is we can get out of it, and then we'll make a determination how we're going to cut it out. So I'm at 17 now. We'll cut it here and see what happens. I'm going to drop down 1 inch, take it off there. I'll get 1/6 out of that flitch. So that is 15 7/8. I don't know if you guys, can hear it through the noise canceling, but this band is really cutting great right now still. It's cutting nice and smooth. Very, very predictable, good feedback. For 1,000 board feet on this band, I realize I'm cutting beams and stuff, so that's a little bit of a, you know, if I cut 1,000 board feet on 1/6s, it would be a different story. However, the way it's cutting right now, it's actually cutting pretty good. So we're going to go straight on the side here. Try not to drop it off the mill on myself. I actually didn't have it dogged down. It's a beautiful white pine log. It's very nice. Hopefully I didn't over-rotate it. Oh my God, it's dead nuts. Perfect right now. All I gotta do is dog it down. All right. And our top cut's gonna be somewhere around 18. Yeah, looks like 18. Let's just take it there. I don't think it would be a problem if he had any weight on some of his boards, so we're going to keep that in the back of our mind here. So right now, we're at 18 by 16. I think I'll just go right ahead and flip this right straight over. Probably just leave the motor running while I'm doing this. Flip this right straight over, take the top off the other side, and we'll see what we got left. All right, now I did cut a bunch of 2x4s last night when I was edging out my the cants that I had left over from the timber frame order yesterday. So if I do have the opportunity to take a 2-inch slab out of this, there's a possibility I'll take it, cut some more 2x4s. I just kind of keep that in the back of my mind. Once we get this thing into a square here, we will make a determination of how we want to cut it. I assume his boards. So this cut's going to be somewhere around 17. I think I'll cut it at 17 first, and maybe take a flitch off. That'll get me down into here. And then we'll figure out what we're going to do with it as far as canting it out. We need something that's going to be 12 inches by a lot. Or 12 1/8 by a lot. That would have been better if I had gone to, say, 16 1/2. That would have been better. And I'm going to drop it to 15 7/8. Take a 1-inch flitch off. It'll be 1 1/6. I've got a little bit of wane on the bottom and a little bit of wane on the top. A little more wane on the top than the bottom. This is going to be 1 1/6 here on this one. I'm almost to the point where I could take 2 on this. Yep. So I can't take one more 1-inch board out of this I'll get 2 1x6s out of this flitch. Might as well just go ahead and do it since there's so much weight on it. So that was, I think, 13 7/8, right? No, it's 15 7/8. So we're going to drop the 14 3/4. Now I got to think about this for a second, because if I try, what do I got this way? 16. Okay, so that's okay to do this right now, because I have to get to 14 is 14 boards, 13/8 is 1 5/8. So to get 14 boards, I need to be 15 5/8. I've got 16 this way, so I'm doing okay there. So I can take a 12-inch cant out of this way and have even 1-inch boards all the way down. And by taking this flitch right here, I wipe myself out on that possibility. So I'm going to go ahead and do that anyway right now. So I'm starting to get close to my 12-inch dimension. I do have some I want to take off the other side, so I don't want to get super close yet. So I'm just going to make a mark on this just so I know, so I don't mess up. So I have 2 1x6s in this. I want 12 1/8 that way, and I want 15 5/8 minimum this way. So that's what I'm looking for. So right now, I'm at 12 1/8. I'm at kind of at 15 here. What's going on here? I thought that was 14 3/4. 14 7/8. I'm a little fat down here. Oh no, 14 7/8. So I want 12 1/8. 12 1/8. I still got quite a bit of wane up here. I still have quite a bit of wane down there. I think I'm going to flip it on its side. 15 5/8. I am at 16 right now. Yeah, it's going to stink. So looks like I need to take everything off the other side. And I think I got to go all the way over and cut that side next to like 15 5/8. That is going to push me out into my wane here. All right. Now at 12 wide, I need 12 and an eighth. Which way am I going for 12 and an eighth? This way. So I could flip it on its side and start taking these two sides down till I get to 12 and 8. I kind of got to do it evenly, and I can get rid of most of the wane, and then those are all going to have to be edged out, and then just blast that in half, flip it on its side, mill it out. So I think that's the best way to do it. This is going to get heavy now. There's no good way of doing this. It's up high now. There's nothing I can do about it. See if I can get it. Okay. I want 12 and an eighth this way, so actually could have taken a little more off that other side first. That was dumb. 15. All right, I'm going to take a little bit. I'm going to take a slab off this side, 1 inch, 1 or 2 even. Yep. So I'm at kind of 14 and 7/8. See what that looks like. Yeah, it's 14 and 3/4. Yep. Right about there. So we're going to drop down to 13 and 5/8. Take a flitch off. This is going to be at least 2 1x6s. Could be almost 3, but I think it's going to be 2. And just looking at the wane, I think I should just take another one off this side. So I'm at 13 and 5/8. I'll be going to 12 and a half. And then drop down to 12 and cut it straight in half. Then flip it up on its side and just mill it out. Drop straight down to now. If I go to 12 right now, I'm kind of making a mistake. I need to get this to 12 1/8 regardless of anything else. So I think I want to take it off the other side. So I'm almost weighing free here. Keep in mind this log's over 8 feet long. Definitely going to get my all my fence boards out of this log. I think I want to go all the way over with it and then cut it to 12 1/8 and then drop down and take it off at 6. Just trying to see where I have more wane. I have more wane on the bottom. So, I'll flip it all the way over. Don't go off the mill there, Chester. I have my stops down pretty low. My stops, in theory, can be up at, I'll just leave them at 4. As long as they're not above 6, they'll be okay. This one is. Leave that one at 4. And I'll drop this over one more time. Okay. And we'll cut this thing to 12 1/8. And then we'll mow through it at 6 inches. So this is going to be kind of a skim cut here. It's going to get rid of a bunch of this wane. Now we'll drop down to 6, take it right in half. This cant's so heavy it doesn't really need to be dogged. I'll dog it anyway, but and I'm going to pause you guys 1 second while I flip that on its side. Whoa. And I'm a little parched too. I want to grab a quick little cold drink. All right, so I'm glad I took you off camera so you didn't get to see me crush my fingers between the two cants. And I've got it up. I've got it clamped. I've got it dogged down low. I've got my 1-inch scale set, so my top cut is at 15 5/8, which means I'm going to get 14 boards out of each one of these. A couple of them on your first cut here are going to have a little bit of wane on them, which I don't think will be a problem for him. And we're going to get 28 there, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. I'm going to have 39, 40. I've got plenty of wood. So we're just going to mill this down. I'll go as fast as the mill tells me it wants to go. And we will have to edge off, and we'll have hopefully 40 of them. I'll probably just give them a few extras anyway, because I have extras lying around. So we'll mill this out and call it a day. I'm getting the support of my adjustable blade guide as much as I can. So this is a skim cut to get me on scale. That's at 14.5. Next cut should be 13 3/8. I'm just looking at my 1-inch scale, so that's where it should be. Yep, exactly. The next one should be 12 1/4-ish. No, I'm sorry, 12 and, oh, that's 13. Yeah, 12 1/4. Next one should be at 11 1/8. Yep. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4 boards and a piece. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rip it back. Next one should be at 10 inches almost exactly. Yep. Okay, come up 6 francs. 6. Next one should be at 9 and 8 7/8, I believe. Yep. 6, 7 cranks up. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Rip it back. Come down to 7 3/4. I'm going to show you the cut pattern on that, just so you can see it. And then I'll pause you guys and take these off, and then we'll come back and just cut the rest of it out. So that side's kind of dark, so it's hard to see the cut pattern there and how even it is. I think this side's a better side. Hopefully you can see that and how nice and even all those 1-inch boards are. So, and the pith was pretty much centered. Let's see how it came out down here. Yeah, we just missed it down here. It was almost perfectly centered on that center line. Came out just in that. It's going to be in that one board next. We're going to go ahead and get these off. I'll pause you guys, and then I'll come back and we'll cut the rest of it out. The band's still just cutting wonderfully. And like I said, we're going to get 28 out of this. I'll give you a look at the boards. It's beautiful white pine boards. They're all coming out nice and flat and straight. I think I'm going to do like 5 stacks of 8 here. Show you the cant. I did scrape it off. So you can see there was just about 0 tension in it. It's nice and tight in the middle. These in the middle are nice and dry. This log's been sitting around a while, so these are really light. And we'll go ahead and mill the rest of it out here. Then, off camera, I will edge out what I have left. Maybe even tomorrow. Not sure yet. And I'll have 30 over here. I'll need 10 more. When I edge out this stack here, I'll probably get my 10, and then I'll probably cut them 4 or 5 extras. And this will be another 160 board feet. I think it's 4 board feet per 1x6. There's going to be 40 of them. So 30's 180. No, 120, sorry. So 30 of them will be 120. That'll just be this stack, plus the 2 that I have over there. And then the balance there, it's going to be about 160 board feet on this. So it'll be around almost 1,200 board feet on this band. And it's cutting perfectly smooth, perfectly straight right now. So I think I'm down around 7 and something, I think. So I think I'm going down to 6 and 5/8, I think. That looks right. Let's go there. Cams running nice, smooth, predictable, even. About 1.5 cranks. Going down to 5.5. One, two, three cranks. Coming down to 4 3/8. One, two, three, 4. Coming down to 3 1/4. Coming down to 2 1/8. And then I gotta move my log dogs down a little bit and we can make our final cut. Coming down to 2 1/8. Right on 4-inch scale. Hand, speed, and brake still. Making sure I'm clear my rod. I gotta move my dog down. It's hitting on the bottom of my guide. I could have just pulled the guide out, but might as well do it now. Could have just moved the guide out and done that. I'll move this dog down now, right to the bottom. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cranks. That's good enough. And clear off my sawdust off my thing over here. I'll show you something when I'm done here. So come down to 1 inch, make our final cut. All right, I'll show you guys something. So I lost a bolt out of somewhere. I don't know where it came from. See if we can figure it out. So that's our cutting for today. See if we can figure out where this bolt came from. It looks kind of like an engine bolt. I don't see where it came from though. It's not the exhaust. Well, I'll get you guys over here and show you. Fill up my burn barrel again here in a minute. One more time for the rest of the day here. So I've got this little bolt right here. It's a self-tapper. It's small. I don't know what this is. I don't know what it is. I'm looking around for it. This is, I don't think it's something that I installed. Maybe, no, it's not the bottom of the tray on the battery. I am going to have to take a good look for this. I don't know where it came from. I have no idea. Just looking around the engine to see if I see anything missing. I don't. It's like a 10 millimeter and it's got a backup washer on it. I have no idea where this came from. It came from somewhere on this mill though. I do know that. Possibility on the water maybe? I would think it was on the engine somewhere would be my guess. But I don't see any ones like it. Maybe on my air filter. They're kind of similar on the air filter, but this is a bigger washer. Huh. I don't know where this came from. So, I will take a good look tomorrow. It kind of, it kind of looks like the ones that are holding that top airbox on. But they're slightly different. There's nothing up top anywhere where, we put the whole top together. I don't remember any 10 millimeters, so I'm not sure. So we got to figure out where that came from. Put it back on before we mess something up. I will put this over here with my guard that I haven't put back on yet. I'll remember to look for that tomorrow. Put it with my bolt for my guard. And yeah, that's pretty much it. After I edge off these, cut a couple of those 16 footers in half. They're like 16.6. Cut a couple of those in half. He'll have plenty of wood for his fence. They're beautiful too. He wanted stuff that, obviously didn't have any big knots right in the center of them. These are fairly clear. There's a few knots in it, nothing serious. I think you can see that one right there is fairly clear. There's a couple of sparse knots in them, nothing serious. So these are going to be great fence boards for him. It'll look really good too. They can gray out all together. But yeah, so that's 160 board feet right there, or will be when I'm done. And that is about as slow as you can go. So let's just say this took an hour, right? You're talking about $160 an hour. That's about the lower end of what you're going to make running a mill. On the upper end, when you're milling big stuff, you're making around $400 an hour. when you're cutting small stuff like this, if you're not really going at it full speed, you know, around $200 an hour, something like that. If you're going kind of slow like I did with a band that's got a lot of time on it, then $160 an hour. So hope you guys see the process anyway and kind of see how it works. If the dimensions make sense to you, if anything doesn't make sense to you, then hit me up. It's pretty simple overall. I'm going to get them stacked, get these edged, and call it a day. So appreciate the watch as usual. No Danny today, but he's off with mommy. Hit me up, like, share, subscribe. Questions, hit me up. I answer everything back. And for now, Pirate Solutions out.